Hi, welcome back to my channel. So this is gonna be my first ever true crime video. I have never made a true crime video. Side note, and if you don't want to listen to my side note, I'll put like a timestamp in the bottom so you can just skip to that part. But yeah, this is gonna be my first true crime video. I'm feeling kind of nervous, not gonna lie. I feel pretty nervous right now, if y'all can't tell. I'm gonna try my best to like tell the story. If you feel like I've said something wrong, feel free to correct me down below. Or if you want me to talk like this or in a better way, feel free to comment that down below, because this is my first video, so I would like some feedback. And I'm going to also put down all the links that I've researched, like the links down below, so you guys can go and check. I got inspired to tell the story because I've watched, like, I don't know if you know Oprah Winfrey. So it was aired in Oprah Winfrey, and I was just like, wow, I want to cover this. Viewer and description is advised. What you're about to hear is, strong language, graphic descriptions of the crime. I'll be talking about Betty Broderick. Is she a monster or was she a victim? Betty Broderick was born on the 7th November 1941 in New York, Bronxville. I'm so sorry, I probably pronounced it wrong. Bronxville, New York. It's one of the safest places in America. She was the third child, born to two devoted Catholic parents. Her parents' name were I'm sorry, I can't read. Martia and Frank, I think. Growing up in a devoted Catholic family, her parents were pretty strict. They were training her to be a housewife, like how to cook, clean, all that housewife things. They made her to go to a Catholic school, and growing up, her parents would, tell her, be careful of who you're dating, make sure you're dating a Catholic, boy. Catholic, what am I saying, boy? A Catholic man. She grew up learning to, like, when she's married and stuff, that she should always support him and take care of the household and, give birth and have children. So, yeah, pretty old school. But I mean, it's in 1941. I guess it makes sense, kinda. I don't know. She graduated from College of Mount St. Vincent in Bronx. That's where she earned her degree in childhood education. Her credits also earned her a minor in English. In 1965, that's when Betty met her future husband, Broderick, at the University of Notre Dame, Indiana. And they hit off pretty quickly, mainly because they're both raised in a Catholic family. They both want children. They both wanted a big Catholic family. So they got married in April 12, 1969 at a church in New York. When Betty got married, she was at the age of 21. That's pretty young. That's so young. When Betty returned from her and Dan's honeymoon, she got pregnant and had her first child, a daughter named Kim. She gave birth to 4 more children. In 1971, she got a son named Daniel. In 1976, she got a child named Rehet. I can't read, I'm so sorry. I put it here. I'll just put everything here. An unnamed boy who sadly passed away in 4 days after birth. And let's talk a little bit about Dan Broderick. I tried to deep into his, personal life and, how he was raised, all that. But I couldn't. But yeah, I'll just give all the information that I know. We all know he's raised in a Catholic family. So Dan Broderick was born in November 22nd, 1944 in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, the United States. He was born to 2 Irish parents. He is the oldest. So after Kim's birth, Dan completed his MD degree, short for Doctor of Medicine degree. He then announced that he wanted to combine the two, so he wanted to combine medical with his law degree, basically. He wanted to combine it. I'm not sure if this is true. I read like different sources, so I'm not really 100% sure if this is true, but in Wikipedia, you know, where I found all the information, you know what I'm saying, said that Betty worked as a teacher to kind of help Dan, particularly support him with his, you know, studies and stuff like that. Some other sources say that she's just like a housewife and she has never, you know, worked and stuff. So yeah, I'm not sure. Y'all please comment down below. When I did watch Oprah Winfrey, she has not mentioned that she has worked, so like I'm confused and lost in this part. Moving on, Dan did end up working a law firm. He was hired in San Diego, California, and that's where the whole family moved to later on. Where I found the information from, they did say that Betty ended up working part-time, often selling Tupperware and Avon, while also raising children. Their hard work and everything paid off because they were living like a family dream, like, you know, and when people look at them, they're like, wow, their goals, you know, like they look like the perfect family. They lived in a 5-bedroom apartment at the suburb. They also have like a ski condo in Colorado. They had a lot of money as well. I mean, Dan worked in a law firm, so I guess it makes sense, you know, because he works in that kind of industry. He would earn tons and tons of money. Okay, now we're gonna be talking about the marriage. I'm so sorry that it's all over the place. I'm sorry, I don't know how to, like, you know, put it. And also, side note, I'm also looking at my computer at this moment. If you see me looking down, it's because I have all my notes in my computer. So, the type of mother Betty was, she was a Girl Boy Scout mother, soccer mom. So each child would have music lessons. Each child did sports. She would take her children to summer vacations. Dan wouldn't go with them for vacations because he didn't like the noise. You know how children are, they're very noisy and stuff. Yeah, he didn't really like it, but you know, Betty loved it because that's what children be doing, so she loved it. So overall, Betty was said by a lot of people that she was a very good mother. She took good care of her children. She's like a super mom, basically. And in the marriage, Betty and Dan had very strict gender lines. So, you know, Betty, she would be like a housewife. She only stays at home. She doesn't really go out into the world. So her main duties were just to take care of children and take care of the household, all that. While Dan, he, you know, goes out and work. So that's how it goes in the household, basically. But overall, Betty said that she, you know, loved it. That she loved to do household things and stay at home, take care of the children. Dan would be working 15 hours a day, working for ends meet. But here's where everything broke down. So Dan, he hired a woman named lindakolkena. I can't read that part. She's a Dutch American. She's a former flight attendant at the Delta Airlines. She was hired to be his legal assistant. Now Betty found that, you know, sus, you know, because she had no history in studying about law or just anything about law in general. Linda, she has never worked in the law industry. I don't know if it's called law industry. Maybe I'm wrong. And Dan has always worked by himself. Like, he has never, you know, had someone to work with, and he actually enjoyed working by himself. So she found it weird that, you know, he's hiring an assistant to, you know, work with him. How Betty kind of knew who Linda was. Like, she knew that Linda existed from a party they were having at the house and stuff. She, you know, eavesdropped. Her dad said, oh, you know, Linda, she's so beautiful, you know, like, she's so stunning. She heard him said that, so she kind of knew, Linda. One time when she was on a trip with her kids, she was trying to reach out to Dan and, you know, call him. She kind of pieced it together, and she just like, he must be with Linda. That's why he's not answering my phone and stuff. And she was right, because Linda and Dan were having an affair together. After 16 years, Dan decided to divorce Betty, which is crazy. 16 years is a long time, but so Dan divorced Betty for Linda, basically. So Dan went to the court to file for the divorce. You guys know that, you know, Dan, he's a lawyer. Yeah. So he was his own lawyer during the child custody, who's gonna have the children, who's gonna take them. So he was his own lawyer, took it on by himself, and at the end he won the case, and he had full custody of the children, and Betty was denied any visitations. Can you imagine, like, not being able to see your own children? And she wasn't even allowed to call her children as well. Like, she's not allowed to visit her child, nor was she allowed to, like, call them, which is bizarre to me. After the divorce, Betty did receive some slender voice messages, and she believed it was from Linda. So Betty did have, like, a comeback as well, so she basically also sent her some hateful messages. So it's like a back and forth kind of thing, you know, Linda will be sending, Betty will be sending kind of thing.
Hi, you reached the Broderick. Dan and I are out and about, so leave your message in the beep. Thanks.
When Elizabeth Broderick heard her husband's girlfriend and later wife on Dan Broderick's phone answer machine, she followed the instructions and left messages, more often than not, according to the prosecutor, obscene ones.
I have very important things to ask you. You're making me mad. I'll kill you.
That was tame compared to other messages played during cross-examination. Prosecutor Carrie Wells asked Broderick if she put her 7-year-old son, Rhett, up to leaving this message for his father.
You pay Linda to speak with you. Goodbye.
I didn't have Rhett do that, but I heard Rhett do that, and I've heard for years that Rhett did that.
You were right there when Rhett made that call, weren't you?
No.
You dared him to make the call.
No.
But each time Betty misbehaves, like if she does those kind of things where she, you know, send hateful messages, Dan will be deducting her money, alimony. Then it would subtract $100. Depending on the situation, Dan would pay her $90,000 per month. One time, Dan basically also sold their house, basically, which really upsets Betty, because that's the only thing that belonged to her technically, because it's like hers and Dan's house. When she got angry, she went to his house and basically banged her car into his house. She tried to get her children back, so she would do a lot of court cases to get her children back. And y'all can already see it's pretty hectic from all this, you know, hateful messages and court battles, selling the house. Like, it's a lot. In April 22nd, 1989, Dan and Linda were officially married. Linda was pretty concerned during the wedding, so she hired some guards around. She was kind of worried that, you know, Betty would come ruin the wedding or cause damages during their wedding. So she hired a bunch of guards, you know, around to make sure everything goes, you know, smooth. But at the end, nothing did happen. Like Betty didn't come and crash the wedding or anything like that. Like, everything was okay. And here's where the tragedy of this event happens. On the morning of November 1989, Betty went to Dan and Linda's house with a key that she asked her daughter to, you know, borrow. She went to their house with a pistol gun. She wanted to talk with Dan because she got some legal threats to put her in jail, threat to take her to court, threat to not allow her to talk to her kids. According to Betty, she said that the reason why she brought along a pistol gun is because she wanted Linda and Dan to listen to her, because whenever she comes to their house and try talking with them about legal things, they wouldn't listen to her. You know, they'll call the police and basically take her away. So she just brought the pistol gun to basically make them listen to her. So before Betty could, you know, talk about what she came in to talk about, Linda was like, call the police. So that's when Betty shot them both. She shot 5 times on Linda, 1 in the neck and another in the chest, while a third hit Dan in the back. Linda died immediately after a bullet entered her brain, the second in her chest, and the bullet hit Dan's chest as he was apparently reaching for the phone. Dan was 44 and Linda was just 28 years old when they tragically passed away. Betty was panicked and she quickly went to her daughter, told her daughter everything, and Betty basically turned herself into the police. And she never denied that she shot them both. During the trial, she told the police that she never intended to kill Dan and Linda that day, and the crime was not premeditated, basically. Betty's trial, it was a hung jury, and she was held out for manslaughter because of the lack of intent. And then she had a mistrial, which was declared by Judge Thomas J. Wolin. I'm so sorry, guys. And then she had a second trial. It's essentially a replay first trial. The prosecutor's Wells was successful in the second time. The jury returned with the verdict, and she was second-degree murder. She was sentenced to 2 consecutive terms of 15 years to life, plus 2 years for illegal use of a firearm. And this February, she will be 30 years since Betty was put into jail. And now she's in her 70s, like 73 or 74. I'm not really 100% sure. And supposedly, she's supposed to be in prison for the rest of her life. Betty has been reportedly refused parole twice a year. According to People, she will be 84 years old when she's up for parole in 2032. And now it's come to my conclusion and my thoughts in it. A lot of people commented down saying like, oh, you know, it's not her fault, like, you know, she was in this situation, you know, it obviously would drive her crazy, not being able to talk with her children, not being able to, you know, basically contact her children, and having everything taken away from her and stuff. It could make someone go crazy and make her do all these stuffs. And she was also considered not to be a very violent person. So I could like kind of understand it drove her to the edge to be doing this. However, her children, like her 2 children, I've seen them on Oprah Winfrey, don't like their mom for what she has done, and they don't want to forgive her. They think that she's the wrong one in this situation. I'm not saying that killing people is okay. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying that I could kind of understand why she would do what she did. During the Oprah Winfrey, she did say that when she was divorced with Dan, she didn't have anything else to do because she grew up just knowing, you know, how to take care of kids and household things, all that. So having her children and having everything basically taken away from her, everything that she knows, essentially, because she grew up just knowing only that, nothing else. You don't know about like how to work and all that kind of stuff. So I could like see in her viewpoint where she could be at the edge where she's like, oh no, everything's taken away from me, there's nothing else to be living for, type thing, you know. But I mean, there's always mixed opinions. Her kids don't agree with it. Her kids do not think that she should be pitted on over. But I mean, her kids did live with her dad most of the time, so I could understand that, you know, they have a deeper bond with their father compared to their mother, because they barely knew their mom because her mom is not there all the time because of, you know, the custody and stuff like that. I don't really know. This is just my opinion. I mean, what I view and what I see, what I heard and stuff. I would like to hear your guys' opinion and your own viewpoint. Like, what do you guys think? Do you think that she's a victim in here, like she's the victim, or do you think she's a horrible monster and she murdered 2 people? If you haven't already, do follow me on Instagram. If you like more videos of me talking about true crime, I'll be doing more true crime in the future. Do like subscribe. I also do reaction videos. So yeah, I hope I see you guys later in the next video. I love you guys. Bye.